Hey, how you doing? This is Matt in Boston with Wise Guy Sports, and unfortunately, I'm here to tell you guys some unfortunate news. This just broke. I had it as soon as it broke. Actually, before it was on the internet, I had this information. Um, Unfortunately, it takes a while to kind of set up. So you guys might have heard by now. It's been about 23 to 20, now probably 24 minutes since it's been put out by some of the more mainstream outlets. And that news, unfortunately, is that Kobe Bryant um, has died in a helicopter crash in LA. Um, as a Boston Celtics fan, the Lakers are always like, the team that we just get pumped up for those games. But there was always a respect for Kobe Bryant. I mean, like, especially for me at my age as 35-year-old, I remember playing basketball down the park. I've always played basketball. And, anytime you take a shot, even Dave Chappelle, he would make a joke about it. Kobe, and you hit the three of the fadeaway, that beautiful fadeaway three he would do. I mean, we would even say it here in Boston. And unfortunately, another young man loses his life early. It's just really sad. And we're going to talk about how it happened. We're going to go over the news story. But you know what? We're not just going to have this be a totally sad event, even though this is a very sad time right now. We're going to go over some of his career stats. We're going to go over some of his highlights. So let's get this thing started. Again, this is Matt from Boston, Wise Guy Sports. If you guys are new here, we cover anything from breaking sports news to opinion to betting. So it's a great channel. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe, like, all that, share, whatever. But what's more important is the best basketball player I saw of my lifetime is dead. I mean, I saw Michael Jordan. I was very young for Jordan. But of my lifetime, it would be Kobe Bryant. So let's check out some. Let's read the story, and then we'll get into some. We'll get to look at some of his stats, and I'm actually excited to see some Kobe highlights. Let's see. All right, so this is from the New York Post. Kobe Bryant killed in California helicopter crash. Let me get this nice and big for you. All right. Hope you guys can see that. You should be able to see it pretty good. Legendary NBA player Kobe Bryant has died in a California helicopter crash, report said Sunday. He was 41. Oh, man. I'm almost 5 years younger than him. I mean, young man. Bryant was among at least four people. I forgot to, I should have said, it were five people in the helicopter, no survivors. So Bryant was among at least four people, at least, and the fifth must be the helicopter pilot. At least four people traveling in his private helicopter over Calabasas. Oh, that's where the Kardashians live. I'm not going to make any jokes about NBA players and that place. This is not the time for that. I'm sure TMZ did, but that's not what you get here at Wise Guy Sports. When a fire broke out, sending the chopper spiraling from the sky. according to TMZ Sports. And we'll check out that article too. The crash occurred around 10 a.m. local time amid foggy conditions in the hills overlooking Calabasas, with the chopper sparking a brush fire on impact that hampered initial rescue efforts, according to the LA Times. There were no survivors, and the cause of the crash is under investigation. Well, I hope so, because a lot of these planes, helicopters, mysterious deaths, I also cover on another channel called the Red Pill News Dispensary. Actually, I just shortened it down now to the Red Pill Dispensary. And we actually go over, some people would call it conspiracy theory, except the thing is, I don't do conspiracy theory. I only deal in things I can prove. But it would blow your mind if you see some of the stuff that I have proven on that channel. So I am suspect about how this happened. Although it was his private helicopter. So that leads me towards the this was an accident type thing. But you know, as somebody in the Navy who understands that they can take over any aircraft, whether it's your own or not. And when I say they, I mean, the powers that be. And if they, for some reason, wanted him dead, or, who knows? I'd like to look into what was going on in his life this last year or so. So Bryant's wife, Vanessa, was not, well, thank God, was not among those aboard the chopper, because I know they got all those kids, and imagine both parents, according to reports. He has also survived, by 4 daughters, with the youngest born last June. Oh, man. That makes her 6 months old. Oh, a 6-month-old. It's heartbreaking. Bryant starred for 2 decades with the LA Lakers, winning 5 championships and everyone said, "Oh, he can't do it without Shaquille," and then he did multiple times. Kobe, he goes down as one of the best ever in my book, and making 18 All-Star games. Wow, 18 All-Star before hanging it up his basketball shoes following the 2016 season. I knew it was a ridiculous amount. I didn't know it was 18. I thought it was more like, 14. Wow, 18. The stunning depth of the sweet shooting guard came just hours after he toasted fellow NBA icon and current Laker LeBron James for passing him for 3rd place in the league's all-time scoring list. So he was there to see LeBron James? Wow. See, I always like to read these articles live and not read them ahead of time so I can have a natural reaction. He was actually meeting with LeBron James, toasting to the fact that LeBron just passed him and became 3rd on the all-time scoring list. And we're not going to see anybody. I don't see anyone in the NBA right now that's going to come close to those numbers. So, Kobe will be 4th in scoring for the foreseeable future for a long, long time. Continuing to move the game forward at King James, wrote Bryant on Saturday night in what would prove to be his final tweet. Wow. Much respect, my brother. So that's what I believe he the whole tweet was continuing to move the game forward at King James. Much respect, my brother. People have to understand, people my age, we grew up idolizing this man. Even out here in Boston. LA versus Boston, that's been the thing for decades upon decades upon decades. We loved him too. Bryant concluded the message with an emoji of a bicep flexing and the hashtag number 33644, 1 point more than he scored in his illustrious career. So that's how many. So how many points did Kobe Bryant score in his career? Well, that number is one more. That's what LeBron James scored. So he scored 33643. Bryant was considered a lock. I mean, obviously, to be among the next class inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, set to be announced next month. How unfortunate he had to miss out on that too. I mean, so next month he would have been announced, the top draw and unanimous, a lock. So next month he would have been he would have went into the Hall of Fame. He still will, and I'm sure they'll give him the proper respect, and we're gonna try to do that in this show as well. Oh, here's some pictures. That's what the arrow is for. So here's where the crash was. You can say basically what I'm more so looking at is the conditions. The conditions do make sense. I mean, look at that. Look at the cloud. I think that's the wreckage back there. Let's look at that first picture. Is that the helicopter prior? Oh no, that's another helicopter coming. So there's the actual crash there, and you look at those conditions. If it wasn't for the smoke from the wreckage, you wouldn't even know that there's a helicopter with 5 fatalities. I mean, look at that right in the valley like that. Wow. That's heartbreaking. So let's check out the TMZ. I know they were the first to report. Um, should have been me, but whatever. Took me too long to set up the equipment. All right. Kobe Bryant dies in helicopter crash. Everyone on board dead. So this is going to be like preliminary. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas Sunday morning. TMZ Sports has confirmed. I think TMZ Sports is kind of corny, to be honest with you. Kobe was traveling with at least 3 other people in his private helicopter when it went down. A fire broke out. Emergency personnel responded, but nobody on board survived. 5 people are confirmed dead. We're told Vanessa Bryant was not among those on board. And there's the wreckage right there with the arrow. Eyewitnesses also tell us that they heard the helicopter's engine sputtering before it went down. As you can see, flames and smoke covered much of the scene from the wreck. The official cause of the crash is currently under investigation. And I think that they actually are attributing more than they really should be to what the sky looks like. They were the first to report, so they're going to have the least clear details. This was the conditions. They probably shouldn't have been flying. But when someone breaks your record, you got to make it out there, and then you want to get out of there. I don't know where he lives. I'm pretty sure it's in California. Outside of LA, like kind of around this area. Oh man. So this is a video, I guess. I hope you guys can hear that. You know what? I'm gonna put it to speaker. Output. Speaker. That's eerie. Oh, there's the wreckage right there. Right behind me. Oh, it's right outside a little neighborhood, too. So it looks like they purposely put it down with the neighborhood right there. They knew they were going down, it seems, and they made sure to go down in the hills instead of into that residential area. That's how it looks to me. Yeah, that's oof. Rick Fox says WNBA stars can ball out in NBA. Kobe's right. So I guess Kobe was saying, hey, some of these WNBA, the women basketball players, there's a couple of them that are good enough that I think they could even make an NBA team and play. So it just shows the type of man he was. Um, Kobe, as I feel so weird saying was, Kobe has famously used a helicopter to travel for years, dating back to when he played for the Lakers. He was known for commuting from Newport Beach, California to the Staples Center in DTLA in his Sikorsky S-76 chopper. So that kind of what that tells me is he was obviously, he's probably flown, thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And when you do that, you become very comfortable and confident. Whereas you or I might be, really, really scared just on a clear day. They probably felt even on bad conditions with fog like that, that um, they would be fine. But the fact that everyone heard the sputtering, maybe it wasn't the fog. It sounds like it was some type of failure on the helicopter. If they heard that sputtering and then it go down, well then that's not the fog making you hit a hill. So that is earlier we put one little pebble on on the up and up, and now that's a pebble on the other side. Hey, maybe more should be looked into, and I will be looking into it. But let's continue. KB is survived by his wife Vanessa and their four daughters, Gianna, Natalia, and Bianca, with their newborn, the 6-month-old Capri. Kobe has recently been spotted out at NBA games with his daughter Gianna. Oh, she's beautiful too. Look how happy he is. Oh, he's an Eagles fan, I see. A rising star basketball player herself. Wow. So now it makes sense why he felt women should be able to play in the NBA. Their youngest daughter, Capri, was just born in June 2019, as we saw in the last. I like that picture though. At least, it's a happy picture. Um, and there they are again. I believe that's the same daughter. Yeah, it looks like a different daughter, but it might be the same one. Um, oh yeah, I think these are all four of his daughters actually. If especially if that's the same one as the last one. So this seems more back in the day. This is his wife, Vanessa. And we all know, they went through a lot, but they stuck together. Um, it's admirable. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's when he won the title. That was a good one. I like that one. That's the one I want to kind of be the last one. 2010 NBA champions. And do you know who they beat in 2010 in Game 7? Yeah, the Boston Celtics. When that picture was taken, I was crying in my beer. I'll tell you that. We won in '09. They won in 2010. Those were some battles. Both game sevens. Yeah. Well, 2010 was game 7 when we lost. I mean that those were some amazing games. So again, a couple things I wanted to look at. Let's check out some of his stats. I mean, the greatness of this man. Um, This is my favorite. When you're looking for stats, by the way, best place to go is basketballreference.com. I mean, you could look up anything. So, 18-time All Star, 5-time NBA champ, 12-time All Defensive, 4-time MVP, 07, 08 MVP. Well, I'm sorry, 4-time All Star MVP. I was gonna say I didn't know he was MVP. So he was the 07, 08 MVP. By the way, we all know in between when he switched his numbers, he went from number 8 to number 24. 2-time scoring champion, 15-time All NBA, 96, 97 All Rookie, and 2-time Finals MVP. Here's his career stats right here: 1,346 games, and he averaged 25 points a game with 5.2 rebounds a game, 4.7 assists a game, field goal percentage just under 50% at 44.7. 3-point field goal percentage. I mean, that's a great number. Anything over 30 is great. 32.9. So basically, you hit one out of every three threes. But for some reason, we always knew in those big moments, when they really needed it in the fourth quarter, it seemed like he was 100%. Um, Free throw percentage, 83.7. Um, and the effective field goal percent. Now, this, by the way, it adjusts for the fact that 3-point field goal is worth more than 1 point than a 2-point field goal. So, whereas his field goal percentage is 44.7, well, threes are more difficult. So, this is a stat that's kind of has an algorithm where it makes sense. And that actually puts him at 48.2. Amazing. I'd like to see how that ranks. And then, of course, we have player efficiency rating. Now, some of these stats I don't love, but it's fine. The league average is 15, by the way, just to give you like a medium, 22.9. I mean, we're talking, like I said, a legend. Next month, he would be the guy, the number one guy going into the Hall of Fame. Win shares. So how many wins contributed by a player? So, he's had a lot of wins over his career, but, how many times did Kobe just take the team on his back or hit that game-winning shot? I've seen it many times. We've all seen it many times. 172.7 times. That's amazing. Let's see what else we got. So let's see what else is in here. So here's his let's see his stats. Look at that. In 07, 08 and 08, 09, he played all 82 games. That's amazing. And again in 2010, 2011. I mean, that's a beast. And then of course that was the year the injury 13, 14. Let's see. What was his best year? Let's see. Anyone can write in the comments if they want to guess what they think his best, in their opinion, what his best year was. Feel free to put it in the comments. Let's see. We got. Ooh, wow. I mean, a lot of good years to pick from, but this one's sticking out right here to me. Let me see. What about points? But it wasn't his best point year. It looks like, actually, you know what? Yeah, 05, 06. That looks like it might have been his best year. 80 games. He had his, wow. And when I first saw 35.4, I was like, wait, did he maybe only play like 50 games that season? Nope. He played 80 games, only missed 2 games. 35.4 points per game. unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, that's like, that's, you don't see that anymore as far as points per game, outside of maybe LeBron a couple times and Durant. But the thing about, some of you younger guys, the thing about Kobe was he was old school. He was like Jordan, old school. He was a cold blooded assassin on the basketball court. I mean, if his teammates were out of line, he could be tough to play with, but it's just his competitive edge. Somewhat like Brady. Brady can be tough to play with, but it's his competitive edge. This is what makes the best, with the all-time bests in sports, who they are. He also, like I said, so clutch. He was capable of just saying, "Give me the ball," and taking the fourth quarter and winning the game, whether he has to come back or whether he has to hold off a run by the other team. He had that snarl, especially towards the end of his. I'll never forget that snarl he had in the when they beat us in Game 7. Even at the free throw line, he would have that snarl like a dog about to bite you. And they took Game 7, and it was thanks to him. That was the 2010. I think that might have been his favorite championship, to be honest with you, because everyone, they ended up making up, of course, but there was dispute. Why did the Lakers win all those championships before? Was it just because did Kobe look so good because of Shaq? Well, later on in his career, when Shaq wasn't there, we found out no, it was because of both of them, and either of them could have done it on their own, as they both did. In particular, Kobe, he definitely did it. He even got to the championship and lost, against the Celtics in 09. We got one there. You guys beat us the next year. But I think that was his proudest one. Game 7, he carried them per 100 possessions. Some interesting stats here. Feel free to pause the video if you want to look over these stats. I just want to give you guys a chance. And here's some advanced stats. I'll give you some meanings just so you guys know what you're looking at. And then we're going to get to the highlights. This man deserves, average team multiply by 2.7, 2.0 replacement. So that's a weird one. True shooting percentage. This is kind of weird. This includes free throws. It takes the difficulty of a 2-point versus a 3-point versus a free throw. And look at, he's above 500 in every single year, except for those last couple of years, of course, when he was heavily injured. But yeah, I mean, they were just giving him the ball and letting him chuck it up that last year. I mean, with his knee. He did come back from that injury and played well for a time, but eventually, it happens to all of us. Our bodies after time. But yeah, until when he was Kobe, except for those last years. I mean, look, he's in the green everywhere, and then it's just those last when he got injured. Only 6 games here to base it off of, but those last 2 years, those were, I would have liked to see him retire around here, but he was a competitor, and plus LA. It's such a huge market, and LA, you guys didn't want him to leave, and I don't blame you. We didn't want Paul Pierce to leave. Ended up being a good thing. Losing Paul Pierce, Garnett, and Ray Allen like that was tough, especially Pierce and Garnett because he was so loved. But anyway, this isn't about them. This is about Kobe. His playoffs total. This is interesting. Check this out. 695, 08, 09. And that was when they lost to the Celtics. Then he comes back the next year, boom, 671, kills it. That actually looks like the year that he has the most, like his best numbers. His best numbers, and is that turnovers? Oh, so that's actually not a good number, but still, it shows how ball dominant he was at least. Free throws made. That was his. That was a dominant year for him. Um, Field goals. When I say yeah, this is the playoffs totals. Um, 2 pointers, playoffs per 36 minutes. Now, if it's in bold, how much? What is it? It's got to mean more. Wow, look at it. Minutes played. Minutes played. Look at this. At the beginning, 133, 200. 833 in 0102. That was his like breakout year. Although, in my opinion, I think his breakout year was 99. Um, let's see, 99. What was this? Oh, it was high then too, 857. Yeah, I remember that was like his breakout year to me. Yeah. Um, and then you have 0304. I believe that was a championship year. You know what? Let's look up the championship years and then let's get to his highlights. Um, All right, here's a little bit more. So, Kobe Bryant, his nicknames, as you guys probably know. Actually, a couple of these aren't exactly, didn't exactly stick. The main one was the Black Mamba. That was his nickname to me. Black Mamba. KB 24, somewhat. Vino, Showboat, Little Flying Warrior. I never heard that one. I gotta be honest. Those last two aren't that. Showboat, people would say that in a negative way, I think. But no, Black Mamba, that was his nickname. Position, small forward and shooting guard. Basically, beautiful wing player. Shoots righty, of course, 6'6", 212. He was born, so young, August 23rd, 1978, in the city of brotherly love. Yep, he was one of yours, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. One of your sons. Died January 26th, today, 2020. Aged 41. 41 and 156 days. So basically 41 and a half. Relatives, his father was Joe Bryant. His uncle was Chubby Cox. Okay. High school. Lower. Oh, I remember this because he was drafted out of high school, if I remember correctly. And that was Lower Marion in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. So those of y'all from Philly, if you guys know the high school, you guys probably already know anyways. Lower Marion and Ardmore. Wait, Ardmore. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that Pennsylvania? No, I guess it's Philly. I don't know, but that's his high school. It had to have been Philly. I mean, that's where he was born. Doesn't mean he was raised there. So, is Ardmore more west than? Maybe someone could let me know in the comments afterwards. All right, he was drafted, and what a steal! I mean, these days to get a player like this in the 13th pick, that's not expected. These days it's like the top four picks have a chance to be a star, and there's still a very good chance that they won't. If we look at some of these past drafts, it's like a lot of misses. Not so much with the Celtics, but a lot of misses. I think that the Lakers drafted well also, but in order to get LeBron and Anthony Davis, they used them as chips to get them. And he was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, who have had a history of drafting well and then trading them for veterans that probably didn't do anything. Maybe they in '96, and maybe they drafted him and then traded him for Grandmama. I don't know. Did Johnson ever play for the Lakers. I'm just spitballing here, but his NBA debut was not long after, right away, November 3rd, 1996. So that almost makes you want to look at his career one more time because I, I always thought he was a lifetime Laker. Like, Charlotte traded him before. Wait, what are we looking at here? No, wrong one. Anyways, okay. This is a good time to get to what we're getting to, anyways. So, anyways, guys, here's the name of the channel: Wise Guy Bets. Kobe would want everybody to, he definitely would want to be honored. Because you know why? The prestige of the Lakers, the Celtics, the all time great teams, you know, um, that meant something to him. And the obviously, a lot of these records meant something to him. I mean, he died, like we read in the story, going to see LeBron James and toast with him because LeBron James moved to third all time in the scoring category, 1 point ahead of Kobe Bryant. So it's pretty unbelievable. How that's the story behind what he was doing in this helicopter. He was on his way back. That's unbelievable. It sounds like he stayed overnight and the next day flew out on a very foggy day. But I'm not blaming the fog. Now that I started reading and everyone was hearing the sputtering, I'm going to look deeper into that, and there's going to be a follow up to this. So tune in to Wise Guy Sports if you want to see that. Now, tonight, I'll also, by the way, this doesn't really matter, but in case you're interested, I do everything from NFL to, NBA, college basketball, sports betting as well. And I'll be putting out some bets for NBA and college basketball. One of the games actually start at 4. So I'll be doing that after this. But first, what's more important is this: Kobe Bryant, greatest highlights. Now, this is what I think he would want people doing if he was told something like this would happen. Top 40 plays of his career. Wow. The only thing is that's NBA. So career highlight comes. I think this one will be all right.
There you go. Wow. I heard about these. I've never seen one before. Yeah, well, now you have. Yeah. But
Hope the volume's good. Turn it up.
Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Woo!
You ready? Those of you that want to know what I'm all about. It's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
I'll get a copyright strike for the song, but I don't care. It's worth it.
feel so unlike everybody else alone, in spite of the fact that some
Worth
people
it.
still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up.
Woo!
Means when he puts
Oh
it down,
my, I remember that one. Oh man. Oh, was that on Dwight? Look at that fade. That fade. Here it is. There's the fade. There's the fade. That was his famous shot. Woo! Oh! Oh! What a talent. Oh. Get out of here.
Everybody giving them
wow. That's when he was young. Wow. People forget his up. Oh. Because, you know, as he got older, he relied more on his shot. But he had ups. Oh. Wow. Look at this. 1 second left. Hit it. Well, 2 seconds left. Hit it to win. Again, 1 second left. Game. Ooh. Up. 3, 2, 1. Kobe. Oh. Look at that cross. Oh. He left him in it. Oh, that's Shaq. Man, he was so quick off that first step.
It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note, he writes every line, and I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like it's a sign. It's
that fade.
Every time before he even touches a key or
There's
speaks
the
in a
fade.
rhyme, and those motherfuckers he runs with the kids and
love that shot.
One.
Kobe. Oh, I love these buzzer beaters. He had so many. Oh, nice play. Hard foul, too. Ooh. Here's the fade. That's how I remember him with the fade. Oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is that on Stoudemire? Ooh. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was on Boston. Beautiful. Look at this. 4 Spurs. Wow. He was surrounded by 4 of the 5. How you doing, Dwight? He could hang longer than Dwight. I love that was the last one. Oh, no, maybe it's just going to ads. I wish it was a better ad, to be honest with you. But, okay. Let's continue.
I might chip outs, man. I got this, yeah.
Oh, remember he was playing with the mask? After he was playing with what, broken optical stone. He was tough as nails. That's another thing. I mean, for him not to play, he'd have to be. Oh, right on LeBron too. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That fade. He give you the fade, cross, drive, dunk, or just make you look stupid. Oh, man. That's like Jordan-esque, the way he would do the reverse layups and dunks. And hang in the air like that. After the highlights, I'm going to ask one question for the comments.
Here for the game and all the pussy that come with it. So full of focus, I'm insisting on keeping it going. The franchise, I exist in the league of my own. Expect attention, I'm familiar with being ignored. The true back is locking and closing the door. Brick wall in the road, I won't move. The king, I'm like Roy in the ring, I can't lose. Show the face of what compare to man. You wanna walk? Motherfucker ain't hard to find. I holler back, nigga. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be show. We hot. When wills and niggas burn, came to get caught, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn on the music, turn on the mic. I move when my heart say move. Feels like a land.
Wow, passed to himself off the back here. I mean, he did things that were never seen before. Kind of like how Dr. J changed the game. Man. He changed the game. Look at that. Look at that. And one. Oh! And then he was an assassin, I'm telling you, especially in the fourth quarter. The less time left, the higher the percentage. That's a cold-blooded assassin. You know, the guy who shoots the best when the game... Oh, no, that one hurt. That shot will kill us, by the way. As the Celtics. But we respect this man. Love this man. Basketball has always been my favorite sport to play. And I'm telling you, for my generation, he was the man. All right, so... Oh, wait, I don't think it's over. No, I think we still got another round here. Yep, we do. We got another 3.5 minutes. Or 2.5 minutes of highlights. Probably the best ones. I mean, how do you beat what we've seen? Final hour. So this is when he was retiring, I believe. Oh, no. A bunch of stuff. Oh. Wow. Oh. I want to see them show the snarl. When we were doing that snarl in 2010. Man, it hasn't even sunk in for me that he's gone. This is crazy. It's not going to sink in for a while. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kobe. Oh, I love that. Now, mind you, this was made years ago. When he retired, they made this video. But whoever made this video, what a way to end it.
Heroes come and go, but legends are forever. And you know what? On a sad day like this, I think that's a great message. And in fact, I think that's how I'm going to sign off, because that is the real deal, Holyfield. I mean, that is I can't believe that that's how they ended it. Wow, it kind of gives me chills. All right, so I just want to first of all, of course, I feel for the children, for his wife, mostly like the children, 6 month old. But you know what? As it said at the end of that, heroes come and go, legends are forever. And the question that I wanted to ask is in the comments section, if you guys want to put your answer. Oh, there we go. Hey, we got Zakiri Ahmed in the house. How you doing, brother? We got RIP Legends in the house. How you doing? Sunshine State. I know we had Mac Duffin in the house. Thank you guys all for stopping by. And by the way, while it's playing, I couldn't see the shout outs. So if you watch this back, giving you a shout out, Zakiri. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that where do you rank Kobe Bryant all time? Where do you rank Kobe Bryant all time? That's my question. After watching that highlight video and the way it ended, well, first of all, I'll tell you where I rank him. It's tough because I wasn't around for that generation, the Russells and all that, and the Kareems, and so it's almost like sacrilegious that I don't involve them, but I don't care. From what I've seen, he's the second best ever. And a lot of you guys, and obviously number one is Jordan, a lot of you guys feel like LeBron should be that guy. Well, I feel like LeBron needs to win another championship or two, and that'll bring him up to that stratosphere. A lot of people have LeBron at 2 already. I'll wait until the end of his career to make that decision. Right now, and I'm not just saying this because of this tragedy. I've always said it, actually. I'm sorry, LA. I'm not that fond of LeBron, but I think he's a great player. I think he's amazing. I have him at 3 or 4, but maybe Kareem 3, him 4, Russell 5. That's my top 5. Jordan, Kobe. I almost want to say LeBron. All right, I'll give LeBron 3, but okay. Kareem 4, Russell 5. That's my top 5. Although at 3, I don't know whether I like LeBron or I almost want to put Kareem, but I'll give it to LeBron because we all know that he still has some career left, and he has proved this year that he's will be good for a long time to come. And so please, in the comment section, leave me your top 5, maybe your favorite Kobe Bryant moment, anything you want. And in the description, you will find, if you guys want to contact me, you guys have anything that you would like to see for a show, anything like that. And like I said, on the regular, I always post bets. I'll be posting bets today. I just don't feel right kind of doing it like this. So just subscribe. And what I'll do is I will make a community post. And if you're subscribed, you'll get the bets, NBA and college. I'm not going to make a video on a day like today about betting after this video. So what I'll do is make a community post with the bets. Also, if you guys want to donate to the channel, there's a PayPal link. And like I said, my email if you want to contact me. This is Matt in Boston with Wise Guys Sports. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Heroes come and go. Legends are forever. With that, signing off. Kobe!